Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a scale drawing of the house so we can do our load calculation. So we're going to do the drawings of each room and get all the windows and doors and all that. So first thing we're going to do is start with the dining room. Now that we've got our drawings all complete, we've got our first floor completed. We also have our second floor, which is completed as well. And we've put our registers in these areas where we think we'd like to put them, and we know they're going to line up with the closets now that we've done the drawing. We also have our windows in here all marked out, and we know what type of window we have. And you can also see that we know our exposure based on this compass reading right here. So now we're going to take this and we're going to go back to the office and we're going to put it on the computer and we're going to do a full manual J8 load calculation, and this is going to give us our capacity that we need to cool the home. Okay, we're going to start first with that dining room right here. It's 10 by 13. Then we're going to put our living room in here, which is 13 by 17. And let's put a window in. We have a window down here in the dining room. Also have another window right here. Okay, we've got the first floor completed. You can see all the windows are in. We have our doors, our sliding glass door there. We have our front door and all the rooms named, and we have our supply register here. We have one here. We also have one right here. And then we're going to go to the second floor here. Okay, and here is the second floor, the bedrooms, and we'll put the duct in on those. Let's take these first floors. So here's our registers on the second floor is right here in all the bedrooms, and also our return, which will be in the hall right here. And then this is actually our unit, which is going to sit right up in here in the attic. I'm going to tell you how we put a central air conditioning system in a house. This is the air handler here. Put an emergency drain can down so we don't get any floods. We put a float switch in there as well too to protect you. This is the supply duct right here, which is fully insulated, sealed, and this is going to distribute the air throughout your house. This right here is the return side. This is going to pull the hot air out. This is our return right here that we typically put in the hallway on the second floor, and it just pops down. It's also a filter grill too, so you can put a filter up there if you don't decide where to go with a better filter. Or you can also put a 1-inch board up there in the winter and you don't lose any heat. Okay, what we're going to do is drill a small inspection hole up in the ceiling here. We're going to insert this camera up there and take a look around, see if there's any pipes or anything in our way, any wires or anything, and if it looks good, we'll put a register box up there. Okay, now we've got a hole marked out here in our closet, which is going to be for one of our risers. That's going to feed the register downstairs in the dining room. We've got our holes all marked out, everything's clear. We're going to cut a hole here, and then we're going to cut another hole right up in here, and this is going to get us to the attic. Alright, now that we've got our hole cut upstairs here, we're going to cut our hole downstairs, and that's going to be an 8 by 8 hole, and then we're going to pass that up through the hole, and this will be sticking up here, and this is where we're going to finish our duct up to the attic. Now let's go downstairs and cut that hole. Best you can. Our riser in the closet right now is completed. We got it in. It's all sealed. You can see the joints are sealed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a bubble wrap to wrap it. There's no fiberglass in it. It's just got small little bubbles. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around, and it's going to get taped. And this will also provide a little padding as well as some insulation on the ductwork. Okay, now we have our collars here which are going to feed each register throughout the house. Each one of them has a damper on there so we can balance the house out when we're all completed and get the proper amount of airflow that we need to each one. It has a stick-on surface here which seals to the duct. We have one already mounted right here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to tie our flex duct onto this right here. and do a tie wrap, and we'll be completed. All the ductwork's been installed now. You can see how we took the care and the time to keep the ductwork up and out of the way so we could save all your storage space up here in the attic. The air handler's in place, the condensate is completed, and as well as the refrigerant piping too. And then we also have an information center here with all our product information that we keep in here. And we're going to go downstairs and get working on the condenser unit and get ready to fire this thing up. Right, this is our pad. We're going to set this down. This is for the condenser unit. It's a plastic clad light pad. Ultra light pad it's called, and what we do is we level the ground, we'll set the pad down, we'll make sure that's level, and then we'll set the condenser on top of that. Okay, now that we've got our condenser unit set here, the pad's leveled, condenser's on there, that's leveled. This is our carrier two-stage infinity system, and this is going to tie in with our air handler, which is up in the attic, which is a variable speed infinity system as well. So we're going to start doing the refrigerant piping right now. Okay, all our refrigerant piping is done. You can see it's all inside the slim duct. We've got a couple of the caps on. And now we're going to do a leak check here. We've got 200 pounds of nitrogen in the system, so we're going to let that hold for a couple of hours, make sure the system's tight, and then we're going to evacuate it. Okay, this is my favorite part of the job. Everything's installed, the air handler's in place, the ductwork's in, all the registers are in. We've got our refrigerant piping done, our condensate piping, and we've also leak checked the system. Now we know it's tight. So the next thing we're going to do is pull in a vacuum. And once you pull in a vacuum, we know we get it down where we need it to be, about an hour and a half or so, then we're going to charge the system up.